What's up, guys? Brandon with Strict Vision Athletics. So here I am with the Assault Fitness Air Bike Classic. This has been the oldest existing piece of equipment that I have actually owned. Yes, it's true. This was one of the first pieces that I introduced here to Strict Vision Athletics and has been the oldest existing one that has stood the test of time over the years. That right there should already tell you what I think about this piece of equipment. The fact that I have bought and sold literally every piece of equipment in this gym, with the exception of this bad boy right here, should tell you just how highly I value it and what I think of it as far as a machine. Let's get right into it. As you guys know, when we do our reviews, we do it on several categories. The first is pricing. So this bad boy retails at $700 with free shipping from AssaultFitness.com. That is very fair price. For something like this, you are not going to find a cheaper alternative that will do exactly what it does. And I really mean that. Now, it is $700, so it is something you're going to have to think about in budget. But for me, even when I started, before this was what it turned into, when Strict Vision Athletics began, I still made room for this in my budget to get. I knew that it was going to be a little bit of a headache to actually buy and pony up $700 for one machine. But honestly, guys, back then it was kind of expensive. Now, with machines at the cost that it is not that big of a deal. As in comparison to some of the other machines you can look at on the market, $700, you're gonna be hard pressed to find any machine in your gym for $700. So the fact that this, which I have seen to be one of the most common machines in any home gym or public gym for that matter, is only $700 is a very fair price. Because of that, I'm gonna give them a 7.6. 7.6 for Assault Fitness Air Bike Classic on pricing. Again, that's very fair. It's a okay price point, but once you realize what you're getting, it's gonna make sense. Which brings me to my next category. Let's go into usage. Usage on this is very good, and let me explain why. Most of you would look at this and think, okay, it's a stationary bike, it's an air bike, I can probably do some distance, I can do intervals, but that's probably the extent to which you would probably see this with regards to what it's capable of doing. I'm here to correct that statement. Of course, you're right. This thing is the king when it comes to interval training, when it comes to endurance, all the type of bike activities you would expect, especially when it comes to high intensity interval training. The Assault bike has really kind of niched itself in that market as being the best. This technology has been replicated by several other companies, Rogue to include, but this is kind of the king. This is the OG. And when it comes to this, its usage goes beyond just intervals. Let me explain why. You've got the option to isolate upper or lower body using this machine. As you can see right down here, there are pegs at the front portion of this wheel that I could put my feet on and isolate my upper body on. What does that mean? That means two things. First of all, every time I do a workout, whether upper or lower, I start on this bike. You heard me right, no matter what workout I'm doing, every workout I ever do in Strict Vision touches this thing. My warm-up has this as a part of it in the beginning. This is the first thing I do. Technically, the second thing I do. I'll foam roll, then I'm on the air bike. If I'm doing upper, my feet are on the pegs, and I'm gonna warm up my upper body. Just go in at a little bit of a, decent pace, just trying to break a little sweat, trying to grease the hinges, get the joints moving. I can isolate my upper body, or I can ride it normal. I can put the seat up, I can get my feet on the pedals, I can do just my legs if I want to do a little bit of a quad burn, get going, or I can do the full body if I just want to generate some calories. So, that being said, this is a very, very well used machine. As a result, we're going to give this a usage score of 8.5. 8.5 for the Assault Bike Classic. Always used, and it's just stood the test of time so very well. Let's get to the next category, footprint. Okay. Footprint is a tricky one. Sometimes a machine is really good and it's well priced and it does what it's supposed to do, but it's got a huge footprint, can't be stored, can't be moved. It's got to have its own home and some space around it. Perfect example of this is the review we did on the Assault Air Runner. That fit more into that category and did not have a good footprint score. And frankly, every treadmill wouldn't have a good footprint score because it's going to take up a massive part of your gym. This bad boy, Not the case. This thing is no more than 3 feet in width. You can store it up on its face. You can store it down. You can wheel it around your gym. I can't tell you the number of times I have wheeled this thing in and out of the gym. I've moved it all around there. Eventually, it did find its home outside in our outdoor training activities area, just because I wanted to have all the cardio in one central location. But this thing is super mobile, super small. You can move it. It's light enough to where men or women can just kind of scoot it around the gym anytime they want. It's outstanding. As a result, the footprint is going to be 8.7. So 8.7 for the Assault Air Runner Classic footprint category. Well done, Assault Fitness. Again, you guys have created the industry that you are in. This is an amazing piece. I love it. It's small enough to be used around. Lastly, let's get to customer service. So again, as I mentioned, we did just do the review on the Air Runner, so don't be surprised by this. It's going to be the exact same score. So Assault Fitness has done an amazing job. They've got a great team. They've got a lot of education, either through their social media or through their support staff. You are not going to have any questions that won't get answered when it comes to buying this stuff. I cannot recommend them enough. As a result, we're going to give them a 9.4. A 9.4 is the score for the Assault Air Runner Classic. Same score we gave to the customer service on the Air Runner Pro. It's the same company, so it makes sense. It's the exact same score. So that right there will tell you what we think about Assault Fitness. They've done an amazing job. They've got a great thing going, and this is their classic. The name says it all. This is the first of its kind. It's just an incredible unit. I cannot wait to get the new one and just kind of see what it does. But this is, like I said, it's been like an old friend to me. It's been here since the beginning. So sad to see it go, but very, very happy that it's going somewhere where I know it's going to get used. So overall, for the entire score of this review, 8.52. 8.52 for the Assault Air Runner Bike Classic. That's an outstanding score. It's better than the Runner, and I know that, and that's significantly impacted by the footprint and by the usage, honestly. This thing just does more. It's less money, it's smaller, it moves around more, it's got more versatility with the movements you can accomplish with it. It's just an amazing piece. It's a good piece, and I cannot recommend it enough if you've got a home gym. This is probably it should be in your list of first items to purchase. If you want to get anything cardio, get the bike. Don't get a runner, don't get any of that other stuff. Start with this. And that is really where I would say this thing shines. I love it. I hope you guys do as well. If you have any questions, comments, or critiques of the review that I just gave, feel free to comment. Let us know. Again, this is the review of this. We've got another one coming up. The new bike is going to be coming in. Can't wait to do that one with you guys as well. But for now, have an awesome day. Let me know if you guys have any questions or concerns.